Hey. This is creepy. Right? I should keep the light off so I can, while we're talking about ghosts and stuff.
Keep your light off.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. I feel like Count Chocula. One.
Hey, Lynn.
Two.
Good evening, Kenina. Welcome.
Haven't seen you in a while, Kenina.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Hey,
Hi, Shonda. Sorry for the bit of a delay. Work
Manny's schedule
longer.
and all. Hey, Betty.
Hi, Betty. The ghost of Manny is here. Work ran a little long, so I apologize. Starting this thing off 23 minutes late.
Mm-hmm. Likely story.
And then as I was coming in, hey, Mel.
What's behind you?
Yeah, darkness is behind me. Hungry hippo.
You know, too bad I didn't know you were going to do this, because I'd have one of your coworkers like sneak up behind you and scare the shit out of you and freak everybody out.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome.
I don't need to pee in my pants in public. That's okay.
Speaking of which, okay, Carrie Underwood. Have you all heard the story? She even let it loose on her talk show. Carrie Underwood was talking to Clint Black, I think it was. And she has this wonderful audience. It's got big, huge TV screens, and those are her audience, select 10, 15 people. Well, she was talking to Clint Black, and I guess he started out his own cowboy coffee company. And he's like, oh, we've all peed on stage just a little bit. And Carrie Underwood, she goes, oh, let me tell you. She said, I was on stage. I had to go so bad. I ran off stage. I grabbed a trash can, went into my quick changing room, and I let it rip. And she goes, and let me it wasn't number one.
No way.
Oh, yeah. She shat in a trash can, and she threw it out there. And she even said to her people, she's like, I'll tell you anything. I have no filter.
That's what you call too much information.
That's what they all kind of said. But, she's just, I don't have a filter. And I'm sitting there going, I can sympathize with the woman. If you have an issue, like we've all had the trots before in our life, and we barely make it, and if she's on stage in a performance and you have very limited choices, you're going to grab whatever you see and go wherever you can, and it's private, and let it go.
When you got to go, you got to go.
I'm right there. I get it. I sympathize with her, but, that just makes, when somebody famous like that shares a story like that, that just makes them this much more human.
Yeah, right. Ladybug, welcome. Joe Rodriguez making Turkish crying.
Hi,
Turkish
Joe.
Crying chocolate cake. What's a crying cake? Is that the one that's got like the drips on the side or something?
Either that or it's like one of those molten lava cake things. I don't know. Okay. I've never seen a crying cake before in my life, and I hope the next cake I see, I'm the one crying.
Hey, Lynn, I can't wait to hear UTB ghost stories. I hope somebody's got it. I have a ghost story from UTB that I heard about.
Felicia!
Hi, Felicia. Hey, Oscar. Welcome.
What's going on there, G?
Welcome. Hi, Fee.
Hey, Linda.
To the witching hour, the unofficial witching hour, because the actual witching hour is at 3:00 in the morning.
Are you sure on that?
Yeah. Okay. Witching hour is actually 3 a.m.
I had no idea.
So I don't want to go that long.
Yeah, me either.
And I don't want to go through it.
I'm good to give you an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but that's about all I got in me this late at night.
Unless we got something real good going on, we'll see how it goes. Bam's got a bit of a bedtime hour that we're way past already.
Well, and I've told y'all my ghost story, so y'all know my situations.
Hey, Rosie. Good late evening.
What's going on there, Rose? Ooh. Rosie?
Hey, does anybody know? I don't think it's Annabelle, but is this Annabelle? Is it Annabelle? Where am I?
I don't know. Where are you? Is that Annabelle? Because I can't remember what that damn doll looks like. I think it's Annabelle. I honestly don't know.
I don't think it's Annabelle. I found it and I liked the photo.
Well, she's got some really freaky eyes going on there. They're electrifying.
But I don't think it's Annabelle. Anyway, just asking. That's all. Let's see. Joe, it's like a tres leches chocolate one. Oh, man. I've never had a tres leches that was any other flavor other than the original. I'm going to have to try that. That was Kelly Clarkson, Bam.
Who did I say?
I thought that's what you said.
I thought that's what I said, too.
Yeah.
I may be wrong. Saying. I don't know.
Oops. Cynthia.
Hey, hola. Cynthia.
No, not Annabelle. Oh, okay.
Who is
Looks like her, right?
Who is it?
It might not be anybody. It's just a scary picture. No, but she looks like her. Yeah, it's just a creepy pic, right? It's nothing major. I have a movie circa 1980s that sums up scary ghost story called The Changeling. Oh man, I think I saw that.
I think I did too. I'm not 100%, but I think I did.
It rings a bell. The word changeling, that title rings a bell, but that was a long time ago. Oh, you said Carrie Underwood.
Oh, well, I meant the other Carrie. My apologies.
Yeah, that's why she put this up there. It was Kelly Clarkson.
Well, see,
I always wondered about
Kelly
that.
Clarkson, it's same thing.
I always wondered about that. What happens when you're on stage, you're doing a 2-hour show, and then you got to go? I mean, do they got porta potties back there?
You really don't want to gross anybody out like Kelly did. She really didn't want to gross anybody out, so that's why she did what she did. But like Clint Black said, we've all peed on stage just a little bit. Sometimes that's all you need is just that little bit, and then you're good for like another hour.
I wonder who has a little bit. I don't think I've ever. Now we don't got to talk about this. Let's. I have seen a ghost and experience noise at UTV that plays creepy. Okay, so let's start off. Welcome to Ghost Behind the Mic. I think that's what I like to call it.
Boom.
And we're going to tell some stories. I want to hear some stories. If someone wants to come on live, I can send you a link and you can be live with us. You can tell us your story. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Even if you don't want to be seen on video, we can put the audio only, kind of like a phone call.
Yeah, we can turn you can turn your camera off and just be
audio. You would control your camera, not us. So you can make sure it's off. So if you want to come on and tell us what your ghost story is, hey, I'm all for that. Let me know and I'll send you a link.
I'll be right behind you, lighting your ass on fire, mate. Can you do it?
We're gonna tell some stories. I want to hear some stories. We're gonna play some EVPs. You know what EVPs are? I'll explain that to you in a minute. Creepy house ghost of a young boy in a wheelchair haunted George C. Scott in an old mansion, based on a true story. It's starting to ring a bell even more now that you say that. Crying cake, perhaps a ganache. Is that how you say that?
Ganache.
Ganache, dripped cake. Hey, Nadia. So what, ghosts and baking tonight? Is that what it is?
Hi,
I thought
Nadia.
You guys were going to do popcorn or whatever, or I don't know.
I thought about popcorn, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be crunching in everybody's ear tonight.
Yeah, that's funny. They were both on American Idol anyway.
They were. And then that's when somebody came along and did Kelly and Justin thing.
Yeah, it's funny. And on a side note, I was watching the reaction video to what's her name? Susan
Boyle?
Yes. And freaked everybody out. First time I ever seen that.
She can actually sing. She has got an amazing voice.
Yeah. No, the original Annabelle is Raggedy Ann doll, man. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, you're right.
How'd you say that again?
Ganache.
Ganache. Okay. Ganache. Okay. Manny, you look like you're on Ghost Hunters. Heard they wanted to do a show in Brownsville. I heard that before, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It'd be hella cool if they did. So let's start off with the story that I heard from UTB. BAM. UTB is University of Texas at Brownsville.
Okay.
It's a blocks away from the house. It's close to everybody's house. It's
ain't close to my house. I don't
right
say
at
it's
the
close
border.
to everybody's house.
Right at the border by the bridge.
Lies and deceit.
Into Mexico. You can cross over. It's right there at the freaking border crossing. So there was a story, and the dude swears it's real. It was a maintenance worker or a janitor or something who said he heard all this noise. He was cleaning up in the middle of the night. The library closed up. Middle of the night, he's cleaning up, doing whatever his maintenance people do, janitors do. And he heard a ruckus. So he went outside and he heard what sounded like a parade or like a train going by. And he went out to the front door. He says, and he swears he saw it. Anybody else knows this story? He says he saw an entire military regiment on horseback crossing either left to right or right to left, right in front of UTB. He swears it was real. Oh, Bam's trying to do something over there. There were soldiers on horses and people walking on the ground, walking their horses, crossing right in front of him, right across the main entrance, right at the library. I think they said when it was UTB, back at UTB. And just like that, they kind of faded and disappeared. And he swears that happened.
Boo.
You ever heard anything like that? Anyone has ever heard anything like that? I'll tell you what toy freaks me out is that monkey that claps cymbals together. Oh, yeah.
I don't like clowns.
That's not a clown, it's a monkey.
I know, but I still don't like clowns.
Yeah, that monkey does freak me out. That was in a movie, a creepy. That's always like a creepy thing in a movie.
Yeah, that was in Poltergeist.
Yes. And I could have sworn it was in a movie called
It's in a lot of movies. I think it's in that the movie It with Hi Georgie.
There was a movie called
Hi Georgie.
Oh man, I can't remember. I'll think of it in a minute.
Hi Georgie.
Gettysburg Ghost. Oh, speaking of, maybe we'll go to our first video.
Ooh, we got videos.
We have video. My house, I have heard my sister-in-law calling me clear as day. She's been dead for years. Then my husband saw his mom in the kitchen, freaked his butt out. Whoa.
I think if moms come out to scare you, you're not doing something right. So mom has got to come and slap some ass.
Yeah, that could be. I believe that. Speaking of the Gettysburg ghosts, you guys ever seen this video? I'm not going to play the whole entire video because it's a little bit. It's over 2 minutes, but the most important part is like I don't know, maybe a minute long or less.
As long as I don't get the heebie-jeebies, I don't care what you fucking show. I just don't want heebie-jeebies.
So, and some of you might have seen this already. It's been, when it came out, it was on a show called, I think it was My Ghost Story or Paranormal Caught on Tape, one of those things. I recall a front page Herald article based on the Headless Horseman appeared on the main pathway near the library in the old president's office area. Anyone recall that article? Whoa.
That would be fucking cool.
See, then I would fucking crap in my pants on the spot right there. I don't care who was around to see it.
No trash can?
No trash can. I would just take a dump and yeah.
Oh, you'd do a Biden.
I do.
Actually, Jerry Nadler did it on live TV, but
that was,
I'm sure
yeah, that
Biden does it too.
Yeah, that was kind of gross. But we're not going to talk politics tonight. So, I'll get this up here real quick.
Get it up. Oh, there's Guy Fieri. I like him.
So, Gettysburg inhabits a special place in American history, right? The Civil War battles fought there. One of the conflicts most devastating in the President Abraham Lincoln's famed address in the wake of the carnage has become one of the most iconic presidential speeches in the nation's lore. The National Park Service describes the battle as a turning point in the Civil War, the Union victory that ended General Robert E. Lee's second and most ambitious invasion of the North. So, between 46,000 and 51,000 combined Union and Confederate soldiers were casualties of the battle. Between 7,000 and 10,000 were killed. However, if one viral video is to be believed, some of those soldiers never left the battlefield.
Parker.
So this was taken back in 2013. Two guys pull up. I think they're looking for this stuff. They heard that there were videos like this, sightings like this going on. So let's play the video.
Okay.
If I can find it now.
That thing goes up at the top. Like right there.
Oh, there it goes. All right, here we go, guys. Check this out. Look over on this side over here. And we do not own the rights to this video.
Holy crap. Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
It's a person walking, dude.
Oh my God. Is it?
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
It's
That was
recording.
actually cool.
Oh my gosh. Did you see that?
Did you, honestly?
I wouldn't believe it unless we recorded it.
There you go again. It's plain as day. And it actually looks like somebody walking there.
It does.
Holy crap. Down by the canyon, see
He's
that?
wearing a
Oh,
uniform.
what is that?
Looks like he walks right through a cannon.
Oh my God. Is it?
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get
And
that
then-
on the camera?
Poof, it vanishes away.
I think them boys are smoking some wacky backy.
How creepy was that? You think they're smoking some ganja or something?
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, did you get that on the camera? How cool is that? And them motherfuckers are smoking some shit.
I don't know, man. Many sightings at the TSC building. They studied yellow fever eons ago. A young boy still haunts those hallways. Really? Whispers he wants to go with you. Oh, man.
I'd be like, motherfucker, you ain't coming with me. You can stay the
Yes.
fuck here.
We got some EVPs to listen to, too, also. We'll talk about that in a second. Bus barn for BISD has scared many security guards in the middle of the night, turning on bus lights and honking horns. No way. Also, I missed the ghost hunting tours at UTV. I've always wanted to take one of the old cemetery. I hear that one is creepy. You know, I imagine it's harder maybe to see things at a cemetery, but to listen to them, it's a little harder because it's never real quiet outdoors, right?
Well, you know, when you're sitting like in a garage, like security guard there, and all of a sudden your horn starts beeping at you, you'd be like, okay, somebody's in there. Horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. In case you guys missed it, let's play it one more time. Look at the cannons.
Take down Joe's message there.
Holy crap. Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
Wait, shh. Oh my God. Is it?
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
And there's another
It's
video.
recording.
It's kind of the same area that shows more soldiers, not just that one.
Yeah, we need a plethora of ghosts.
Oh, man. Plethora, you mean?
Yeah, I said plethora.
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 I had a 17-year-old Himalayan cat die off, and 8 years later, I could hear her cry like in her last years of cancer pain in the back room of my house where she slept. Then a few weeks later, I heard her loud and clear again, and hubby still doesn't believe me, thought I was dreaming. Then he heard her about twice. We got rid of her ashes and never heard her again. That was creepy. Wow. See, I didn't think ashes were connected to like anything physical. I never thought that they were connected to a spirit. Now there are ghosts do come back. Cats, animals, your pets. We have people always talking about. Oh, I can hear her walking it, the floor with the little their claws or nails, not claws, their nails, tapping on the floor when they're walking across the kitchen or the living room or whatever. So they do that stuff. Yes, I heard UTV does ghost walks around Halloween. Yeah, I wonder if they're doing them not anymore now because of COVID.
This damn COVID.
Joe says all theaters have a ghost light, a light you turn on and leave on stage when everyone goes home. This is to keep the ghosts at peace. Hannah Theater has had many incidents. Hannah's. Oh, you mean at the school, Hannah? One in particular is the sound of an old-fashioned typewriter going on in the auditorium. No one is there. Auditorium is on top of a battlefield. Oh, man. Any of you guys experience any of this stuff? Does anybody come on and talk and tell a story? I got a story. I don't know if it's a ghost story or a dream. Don't know what it was. So I had a dream. We're going back to 94, 95, something like that. And in my dream, one of my childhood friends, apparently I was in the car, driver's seat, and he knocked on my window, and I looked, and it was my friend, and he was waving at him. He smiled and he waved like this. And I was like, oh, cool. Eugene was his name. Yeah, just like that. Exactly like that. So in the morning, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, my best friend calls me, and he's like, yo, I got to tell you something. I said, what happened? He goes, Eugene passed away. I said, what? When? He says, last night. It was around midnight to 2 in the morning, somewhere in that range. And I said, no freaking way. I said, I had a dream that he knocked on my car window and waved. So I guess he was waving goodbye. That's creepy. That's freaking creepy. Anybody have anything like that going on? The cemetery is filled with people from before my time in the 1800s. Yeah, I can imagine.
I think somebody needs to come on and tell us one of their ghost stories. Come on, who's game?
Nobody wants to come on.
Who's game?
Somebody's got to come on. Let's go.
It's just like talking on a telephone, people.
Yeah, don't be shy. You want to come and tell your ghost story? Now, let's see. Let's listen to some EVPs. You guys know what EVPs are? Electronic voice phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Let's see. Let's go to 26 minutes. All right. Let me set this one up for you. Because I think they might do it.
While he's doing that, I have an announcement. I have an announcement. Tuesday, the 13th, at 11 a.m., I'm going for a COVID vaccine shot.
All right. The jig is up. You finally got your ticket.
Well, it's not a ticket. Finally, Walmart around here is doing them.
Yeah, they've been doing that. I thought they were doing the entire country at once, but apparently not. So, good. I'm glad. You're doing the Pfizer, right?
I am doing the Pfizer.
Attaboy. Glad to hear that.
Because I said a long time ago I wasn't going to do Johnson & Johnson. Boom, Marissa.
I've had premonition dreams like that, and I'll run into those people, or they'll call me, or what I see comes to fruition. Yeah, there's another one, too. We'll get into that in a second here. Let me put this video. These are sounds. An EVP is an electronic voice phenomenon. So a lot of times spirits are speaking. They actually try to communicate, but it's inaudible to the human ear. But it's electronic. It's like static electricity or electronic that a tape recorder, a recording device can pick it up. So there could be stuff. They could be whispering something in your ear right now. You don't even hear it. But if you had a recorder on, you would hear it.
Or they could be kissing you and stroking your hair.
Yeah, they could. So here's one of those. Let's see what this is right now. And I think they're going to set it up, what we're listening to on this recording here.
Down in the basement of the house, and we're in the dark, and Brendan doesn't have an infrared camera, so he's walking through this room. You're going to hear...
This lady and Brendan Cook are the ones that do these recordings. They don't get paid for it. They don't sell them. They don't make DVDs of the recordings, any of that. They do it because they just want people to listen and to prove that there are voices from the other
beyond.
Side. Yep. Here we go.
Voices from beyond.
What's in front of me, Barb? And I respond and I say, I don't think anything, Brendan. And then he interrupts and he says, you don't think anything? And then I say, our left of you, to the left of you. And there's a voice that comes in and says, "Leave us out there."
Leave us out there. Leave us out there. Okay, here we go.
What's in front of me, Barb?
I don't think anything, Brandon.
You don't think anything?
Or left of you. Leave us out there. Leave us out there. Leave us out there.
Leave us out there is what they say. It thinks what they think it
What's in
says.
front of me, Barb?
It sounded to me like he was saying, "Leave us here."
No, wait a minute. Remember, folks, this is in the dark. In the dark, in a mortician's basement.
What's in front of me, Barb?
I don't think anything, Brandon.
You don't think anything?
Or left of you. Leave us out there. Leave us out there. Leave us out there.
That's clear. That's very clear.
It does sound like
leave
leave us
us out there.
Leave us out there. That's what that sounds like. Is that creepy or what?
How do we know it's real, though? There's no video to back it up.
You need video. It's an audio recording. You're not going to hear it.
Yeah, but it could be some guy sitting in there with Brenda and
Nope,
Brandon.
Nope. Those two only operate with, they don't operate with any other people. They don't take groups. They don't take friends with them at all. It's only them two. They don't want any
So
possibility
they say.
of. Yeah. So I've chatted with them before and I totally believe them. And they're very legitimate. Let's see. When I was 4, my 7-year-old brother drowned. The night he died, my parents were meeting with police and my aunt was watching us. She found me sitting on the floor in the kitchen, talking to Billy and eating cold hot dogs. I told my aunt Billy was saying goodbye and he'd seen me and he'd seen me he'd see you in 90 years. Wow, no way.
Well, Shonda, that's just you're gonna live to be old.
Yeah, now you gotta wait.
See you in 90 years.
Yep. Might even wait a little longer. Tell us about your info. Okay, so the San Antonio. Okay, so people have always mentioned this in the past about an incident that happened where a school bus got stuck on the tracks and a train came by, killed many of the kids that were on that school bus. And allegedly this happened in San Antonio. So the claim now is if you put your car on those tracks, put your car in neutral, apparently these little kids that have died or the spirits of somebody push your car off the tracks and then it keeps pushing it down the road. And some even claim to have seen fingerprints and handprints on the back of their cars. You know, they'll put like baby powder, talcum powder, or they'll clean it real good, and they say there's fingerprints there. So this has been debunked a few years ago. They took a survey crew. You know, the survey crew is the one that set up the. They measure the height and the levelness of the roads, and they plan how they're what they're gonna build and that kind of thing. And they're taking measurements, seeing what kind of pitch there is. And apparently, it's an optical illusion. There is a pitch, ever so slight, that it's gravity pulling your car forward. It's not anybody pushing the car. So there's actually a slope. Although as subtle as it is, there's a slope. And that's what makes your car move. The fingerprints kind of been debunked. Nobody's ever seen photographs of the fingerprints. There could be fingerprints on a trunk because there are fingerprints on a trunk. And you touch your car, you open your trunk and that kind of thing. So that's how that was debunked. But part number 2 to that is that tragedy did happen, but it happened in California. It did not happen in Texas. And, you know, as the story goes, when stories get told, things change. The stories change. And so that's what happened. It's a true story, but it happened in California. So not Texas, and it's not ghosts. It's just a slope in the road. It's an optical illusion. It looks flat, but it really isn't. And that's been debunked already. So sorry to break it to you guys. That's the true story of that one. Way to go, Bam. Congrats.
Thanks.
Oh, cool. Will the iPhone recorder catch? It will. Any kind of recorder will. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is what they say. They say, be careful, because when you want to record these things and you start asking for people to, somebody say something, or are you with us, or who's here, that they start to, you're going to hear stuff, but you're opening a door.
And usually it's a door you don't want opened.
It's a door you don't want opened because it's open. Like for any entity out there who's going to come and start stuff. And it's probably stuff that you don't want.
You can invite a succubus to come and live with you.
Yeah, you can.
And if you're that lonely to the point where you have to invite a succubus to come and do things with, then
and that's just a coincidence. That's what the word for that kind of entity. So,
but there are people that do it.
We were talking about Paranormal State the other night. Remember, last night. Remember that program, Paranormal State, with Ryan, that kid Ryan. So he did a program. There was a lady who says, I hear these things. She had a few tapes, and she would play them back. And every night she would go and record these things. And he told them, Skip Coffee. He's that little dude that comes to help them out. He's like a psychic medium. He can see the dead people. He says, this house is full of people. So apparently the lady kept recording and wanting to listen to voices. So she was opening, and it became an obsession. And every day, every night, hour after hour, she'd record, and she'd try to talk to these things and get all these recordings, and she'd play them back. She became obsessed with it. And then she had too many entities or spirits in the house. And that was her doing. She invited them in. And that's the problem.
And one or two guests might be okay. But when you have 50, 60, 100, that's way too many damn ghosts you got to deal with.
Magnetic vortex resonance. What's up at this stage? What stage? Civilians are too intellectually and technologically feeble to detect, much less comprehend the kind of communication that's occurring amongst much more advanced species, especially paranormal. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, it's out there. And I mean, if you just want to record stuff and just listen to it, you may not catch something all the time. But don't ask. Like, don't try to talk to someone to try to get them to say something.
Yeah. I completely forgot. One of my girlfriends, I can't remember which one, back when I thought I was straight, but most homosexuals think they're straight at one point in their life. Anyways, she spent the night, and she said she woke up in the middle of the night, and she was freaked out because she seen me levitating 2 feet above the bed.
You?
Yeah. I didn't believe her, but she swore on a stack of Bibles that I was levitating 2 feet above the bed.
Holy crap.
So I don't know.
Do you remember that at all?
When I'm asleep, I sleep like a fucking rock.
Damn. Fausto, yes, that's Art Bell, correct. He used to be the host of Coast to Coast AM. There was a program that started around 10 or 11 p.m. Central Time, and it went to usually 2 or 3 in the morning. It'd be overnight, and they would talk paranormal stuff and Bigfoot and UFOs and
I like Bigfoot,
Chupacabra, and conspiracy theories, and I mean, you name it, they would talk about it. And once a week, once every 2 weeks, every other week, maybe once a month even, they would get these people to come that they would record this, and they do this for a living in their spare time. And he'd bring them on, and they'd play all these recordings all night and creep everybody out, and it's really interesting. Now it's hosted by George Noory, and that is correct. Hey, Frank. How you doing, man?
What's going on there,
Appreciate you
Frank?
coming by. Any voice recorder can pick them up, even a cassette, a tape recorder, the old school tape recorder.
Those are usually the best because it's an analog, and analog tends to record, and the sound is a lot better.
Yeah, it is. And but even your digital recorder on your phone, that memo recorder, and on the iPhone, it's called a memo recorder.
But with a cassette recorder, you're going to hear a lot of
more noise. Yeah, a lot of hissing and stuff. All right, let's listen to this next one. Check this one out. This one you can hear a lot better.
Who knows?
Right.
All right, number 5.
Number 5.
All right. In this next clip, I was upstairs with Barbara's husband, Roger, and I was asking Roger, I say, do me a favor, Rog, take a picture of that. And I was pointing towards the mirror that I had actually seen this young boy in the last time we had been at this house.
Oh, yes.
And I wanted to use it for the website to actually post it so I could show people this is the mirror that I saw the young boy in.
Sure.
And I say, take a picture of that towards the mirror, but also at that. And I'm kind of pointing towards the fireplace. And then you're going to hear, and Roger and I were alone at this time, you're going to hear a younger woman say, it's okay, come on, it's a camera, hun. And the very first part of this where she says, it's okay, come on, is it's almost fast, like she's trying to hurry something up.
Okay.
This one's pretty good. Listen to this.
Take a picture of that towards the mirror, but also all that.
You can hear it's a camera, huh? One more time.
Yeah, I think that's quite clear. You're right. The first part of it goes quite quickly. It's okay. Come on. It's a camera, hon.
You guys get that?
And I say, take a picture. Come on, is it's almost fast.
One more
she's
time.
Trying to hurry something up.
Okay, let's take a listen.
Take a picture of that towards the mirror, but also all that.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I think that's quite clear. You're right. The first.
Yeah, I can almost picture a mom telling a little kid, stretching her arm out, her hand out to tell him, come on, let's go. It's okay. It's just a camera. That's exactly.
Yeah, we don't
what
have
that
all
was like.
goddamn day. Get your ass up here. Come on, move it along.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. Did you guys hear that? That was freaking awesome. Joe Rodriguez, I've tried that in my car, never moved and never saw the prints after pouring talcum powder over the car. A lot of people have done that. A lot of people, because they want to experience it. And it just really isn't. It's not that. It's gravity pulling your car forward. It doesn't look like it because you don't see a slope like this. It's a very subtle slope. And a survey crew went out there and they did the measurements and they're like, yeah, it's a few degrees, but it's enough degrees of a tilt, of a slope to pull a car down. And that's the truth, Ruth. In Mexico, Betty Rubble, in Mexico, after my in-law died, we heard noise and all of a sudden the radio came on and her favorite song came on. Whoa. FYI, the house had no electric and the radio was a wind-up one. Whoa. That would creep me out. Fausto, I've seen and heard a few creepy things at the airport they tore down. Yeah, I remember hearing footsteps, somebody running. On that jet bridge, you have to walk through that tunnel from the airport terminal to the airplane. Well, in Brownsville, I remember being down there, and I remember hearing footsteps, like somebody running inside of it from outside. I was outside, and you can actually hear if somebody's running, you can hear it. And that was creepy. I called on the radio. I forgot who was working. It was a long time ago. We're talking 10 years ago. And all parties that were working were not in that area. And that still creeps me out to this day. Bam, you ever have anything weird going on like that at the airport or at where you worked or anything?
Nothing exciting. I, um, not like strange or creepy that I can remember or think of.
MVR. I'm gonna call you MVR. Okay. In the black budget world, we communicate frequently with ethereal beings, Sasquatch, paranormal demonic entities, and many different advanced species. For the average citizen, this is dangerous. It is. That's what I'm telling you, everybody. Even the Ouija board.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to play it with one of those motherfuckers.
Play with that crap.
That's witchcraft, and the only thing you're going to get it from that is demons.
You're opening up a freaking door that you're not going to be able to close by yourself.
So, my question here is, what is a black budget? Is that a budget that's 100% in the black, where you never run negative? You're always positive with your balance.
I wouldn't say it's always positive. It's basically a bottomless pit.
I wish I had one of those.
A black budget means that there is no budget, really. There's no limit. That's what that means. And it's
I
a
wish
mystery.
I had one of them.
It's a mystery where the funds come from, and
I
sometimes where
need
the
one
funds
of them.
go. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be called a sugar daddy. I'm too old, I'm
Visiting
too
San-
fat, and I'm too tired for a sugar daddy.
Visiting San Antonio, we walked past the Menger Hotel. Is that the one? Menger. Is that the one right across the street from the Alamo? On mall side entrance, I made a joke. This hotel is not even haunted. As I walked with my family, a piece of the building, a small square concrete piece, fell at my feet. Plain daylight. Don't taunt the ghost. So you think you made that wisecrack and you pissed off a ghost or a spirit, huh? I suppose it's possible. I think that's the same. If that's the one that's across the street from the Alamo, there was a story of a family that stayed there. They checked into the hotel. They were up, putting their bags away and stuff like that. They were going to go out and check out the Alamo, downtown San Antonio. And they were leaving the room, and the maid, the housekeeping maid, had just finished cleaning the room. And she said, if you need anything, towels, like a lot of times they do, right? If you need towels, extra towels or whatever, just let me know or let them know at the front desk, and I'll bring them right over to you. And as they were leaving, they went downstairs, walking past the front lobby. They talked to the front desk lady. They said, oh, man, we just met the one of the housekeepers, real nice. And she said if we needed stuff to let her know. So, I appreciate that. She was very nice. And I don't remember what the name was of this housekeeper. But the lady at the front desk said, oh, you met Barbara. Yeah, she's a ghost. She's dead. She used to work here 100 years ago or whatever. And that's creepy. And these people swear if they claim this is what happened. That would freak me out also.
Yeah, I think I'd pack my shit and leave. Demand a refund. I just had a conversation with a ghost. You don't have no alcohol up in here. Give me my damn money back.
Yes, you have to protect yourself when you do those sort of things. You know what? It's better not to do them. Unless you got to know how to close that door. When you're playing with the Ouija board, and that's real. I don't even know why it's classified as a game. That's not a game. That is an actual, like a key in a portal that opens the door.
That's a telephone to hell is what it is.
Yeah. So if you've thought about messing with one, I would say don't do it.
And now that I think back, and this is probably how I got my succubus, because I used to play with the Ouija board back when I was a preteen.
Bam, tell them what a succubus is for those who don't know.
A succubus is a ghost that has sex with you. So they start out by just lightly touching, and you know that they're touching you because it usually happens when you're asleep, but it will, where they're touching you, there's so much energy directed in that one particular spot that part of your body feels like it's asleep, but it's not asleep. But that's what it feels like. It's all tingly. It's a warming sensation. And Sometimes they will actually strangle you to the point where you're gasping for air and will wake you up and you can't move. You can't
Yeah.
move. You can't breathe. You can't do anything. It's like you are being held down with 10 tons of weight. And it takes every ounce of energy you have to muster this off of you.
Now, there is something else that happens. It's a natural phenomenon. I wouldn't say it's even a phenomenon. It's a part of your sleep, natural sleep stages of sleep, and it's called it's called sleep paralysis. So as you're falling asleep, your body goes into a natural state of literally a paralysis where it doesn't let anything move. It just sends a signal and it doesn't let any part of your body move. And that's in an effort for you to fall asleep. Everybody goes through it. You just don't know it because you fall asleep. Most of the time you stay asleep, but some people have a hard time sleeping, and that's what this is for. So your body goes into a sleep paralysis, and sometimes you wake up during that sleep paralysis. That's the scary part. It's like you're being held down. You're trying to scream or yell or to get some help.
You can't talk. You can't do anything. Maybe that's what I was in. I don't know.
It's like you're screaming in your mind, but nothing's coming out of your mouth. And you're trying to lift your legs and move your arms. And sometimes you can even see. Like, it's like you're there and you can move your eyes around and you can see, but you can't do anything. And that can last between 10 seconds up to a couple of minutes. It's happened to me a couple times, and it's freaking horrifying. You just can't.
And it may be a sleep paralysis. It may be a ghost sitting on you. You don't know.
You know, some people will take that and say, well, that was, I don't remember, 5 minutes of this time frame kind of disappeared, or something was holding me down and I couldn't wake up and I couldn't stand up. So a lot of people would equate that to like they were having an alien abduction or something. And some people say that's what happens, that you kind of get frozen and they just take you and you come back and you're still in bed. I've heard that happen also. But the sleep paralysis, don't get that mixed up. That's a very common occurrence. And it's common that you wake up in the middle of sleep paralysis and you freak out because you can't move, you can't yell. It's not a nice feeling.
See, I don't think mine was a sleep paralysis because I remember, for lack of a better word, being raped, and I woke up during it thinking that it was actually happening, and it didn't, but it felt like it did.
It's a nasty feeling, right?
Oh, it's excruciating.
Communication with any being or anyone in the world is easy. Simple gadget called a cell phone. That's true. You can talk to live people. You can talk to real people that are alive and above ground, and you can make some friends that way. Let the dead sleep. Sometimes, from what I understand, they don't know that they're dead. And there's some EVPs that say that. One of them was asking, am I dead or did I die? And sometimes they don't know. And I've also heard that if you do have spirits and you're having a problem with perhaps the same spirit visiting all the time, that you can tell them to walk to the light. It's okay. Walk to the light.
Go to the light, Caroline. Go to the light.
Go to the light. And a lot of folks have said that kind of ended their experiences. So keep that in mind if you're having an issue with that. Lynn, yeah, you're right. Never mind. I won't record. I don't want to open those kind of doors. Yeah, it's true. It's true. However, the cell phone with all the technology is no match to the communication device that is typical in every brain. Yeah, just talk to each other. Talk to each other. Cell phone, in person. Say hello to more people. When I was in
how the hell you doing?
When I was in Sioux Falls, I had a 15-foot rule. Anyone that came into a 15-foot, within your 15-foot diameter around you, you look at them, you smile, and you say hello. Doesn't matter who it is. Smiling does wonders. The hardware's always been there. The only discrepancy is that only a collective few actually know how to use it. Well, people know how to use a cell phone. I keep seeing images from the movie Ghost. Yeah, that was quite the movie. If you're into Ghost, there's another one too. Yes, Lorraine Warren would also come out in Paranormal State from time to time. So the story of Lorraine Warren, what was her husband's name? Ed, is it Ed? I think it was Ed Warren. Is the subject of the movie The Conjuring. That's a true story. The second part also. So if you want to see some cool stuff, check out The Conjuring. It's based on a true story. It's based on the story of Lorraine Warren.
Did not know that, and I've seen them both.
Yep. Bam, my mom would say that this is Melita. Bam, my mom would say that she would wake up and see my dad levitating in the middle of the night.
Really?
Holy crap.
So I wonder if it's him that's levitating or it's somebody levitating him. Same thing with me. Was it me doing the levitating or was somebody levitating me?
Yeah, good freaking question.
Or was it your mom levitating him unknowingly?
Well, what about, have you seen that video on one of those, Paranormal Caught on Tape about this a baby, maybe a year old, less than 2 years old? Don't even know if they could barely walk. I think they could barely walk. But they're standing on top of the crib, on the side of the crib, on top, on one of the sides of it, the rails, standing on top, and they're almost like being balanced or something, and they're like reaching for something. Remember that? And they kind of fall back into the cave,
I think I remember something along those lines.
That was creepy as you know what.
Well, I'm not a fan of noisemakers to begin with, but if that was a baby doing all of that, I would actually say that I don't believe a baby can hold their balance like that. I mean, hell, that damn thing can barely talk, let alone walk. You don't turn into a climber until you're at least 3.
Right, that's what I mean. So it had to be something. Something was helping them stand up, and then they don't got the balance. How are they gonna stand up? It's kind of like they were walking a tightrope. They're just standing on that little tiny 1 foot, 1 inch wide gate, the side of the what do you call that?
Crib.
The crib. Something would have to be holding them up there.
I didn't say crib. I said crypt.
No, I'm talking about crib.
Well, that's it's pretty much same difference.
Nadia says, I think I had an incubus visit me one night. The next morning, I woke up with sleep paralysis. That's possible. Oscar, hey, Oscar. You're 100% right, Manny. On a San Antonio school bus with the kids accident on the road. Yep. I did research on that a few years ago. And yeah, so it did happen, but it happened in California. It did not happen anywhere near Texas. No, just as people told the story over the years, it just turned into a Texas story.
Damn kids. Hi, Mom.
Burgers and cats, pickles, onions, chips. You hungry?
Well, hi, Burgers. How are you?
Who's Mom? What do we call you? Burgers? We call you a hamburger?
I wonder if this is Nadia's daughter. Yeah,
Victoria.
Right.
Yeah, you nailed that one. Good call. Rosie Williams, oh my gosh, yes, I didn't believe, and hubby and I decided to go out at 12 to look for these ghosts at the St. Anthony Hotel. We went all over the hotel, even the rooftop, and into dark, lonely ballrooms and nothing. I took pics down hallways and nothing came out like the website advertised. Well, we were talking in bed about being disappointed and how this was such crap. Then our room's fire alarm went off and our lights were flashing. We quickly evacuated and noticed no one was leaving. Oh. See, don't doubt.
So it's just the fire alarm in your room that went off and nobody else's?
Wow. Don't taunt the ghosts. They're there. You're not always going to get a reaction. You're not always going to get an encounter. I heard the same thing on the old AA bridge. On the American Airlines. Really? Yeah. The footsteps, right? That might have been the bridge. That might have been the bridge where I heard it also.
So I don't know how many sci-fi geeks we have in here, but the movie Doctor Who, or the TV series Doctor Who. I don't know how many of you watch that, but so far I've only come across one episode, and I don't watch it regularly. Occasionally, you know, I'll turn it on and watch it, but I'm not like a weekly fanatic with it. But I've only come across one episode that just freaks my ass out, and it's the stupid one with the angels. And if you watch this, you know what I'm talking about. The second you close your eyes or turn the light off or something, the angels and they're statues, and they're moving around. And you know, first, you know, the lights will turn off and turn back on, and then there's angels, and then they'll turn off and they'll turn back on, and then the angels are turned around looking at you.
Nice.
And then as the lights go on and off, they're coming closer to you. And once they get right up on you, yes, it disappears. It's gone. It's out of there. And it's not by your choice. You're taken someplace.
Lynn B. Yes. Wow. That is creepy. Ghoul evening. What's up, Richard?
Hey, Richard.
Welcome, buddy. Anybody ever hear about the Robert the doll? Creepy. People claim to see it slowly move. Oh man, what doll is this? Check this out. We're talking about jet bridges and airports. You guys ever seen this? This is apparently legit story. You know you know the jet bridge. That's the part, again, in case you don't know, that tunnel you walk through when you exit the airplane. It takes you into the terminal building. It's called a bridge. It's
like semi-trailers you're walking through.
A jet bridge. Yeah, it is. On wheels. So a captain recorded this. Check this out. See? No airplane here, right? Look at all that.
This is Sioux Falls.
No, this is in Malaysia or something.
Creeped out after footage emerged seemingly showing ghost passengers at an airport. This viral video shows an airplane gateway at an almost deserted airport, believed to be in Phuket, Thailand.
Yeah.
As the camera zooms in, it becomes clear there are shadowy figures running along the passageway. But with no airplane in sight and the gateway, suspended in the air, connected to nothing, it is a mystery where the passengers have come from. The footage, uploaded online on Monday, July 31st, has left viewers baffled with various theories to explain the strange sight. One suggested the passengers were a reflection from another bridge unseen in the video. Another said, the wrong gate was opened. They all queued down the bottom. When they realized, they all ran off to the right gate.
No.
But others were left totally stumped and more than a little scared by the footage. One commented, freaked out totally. While another added, why is the cameraman so calm about it?
I mean, what's he going to do? He's probably on an airplane or on another bridge, right?
My guess would be on another airplane. But that jet bridge looks like jet bridge number 1 in fucking Sioux Falls.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, I do recall they said it was Thailand or Asia or something like that. Now tell me that ain't creepy.
Even the garage doors over there look like Sioux Falls.
Yeah. Tell me that ain't creepy, folks.
Well, evidently a ghost plane just landed and they are in the process of deplaning.
Yes, the Alamo Hotel, but it runs toward the mall. The piece that fell was small and almost looked like it was a rock thrown from above. That was from outside the hotel, and I can only imagine staying inside that place. That's a big no thanks for me. I don't know. I think I wouldn't mind sleeping at a haunted hotel. I'd probably leave all the lights on and stuff and then try to take a nap, but I don't know. I think I'd like to experience something like that. Succubus is a female entity that seduces males, and incubus is the opposite. That's correct. For those who didn't know, astral projection is the worst. I like that name, burgers and cats, pickles, onions, chips. That's funny. Pedro, time to light a candle just in case. Get some holy water too. Send a story to your... Okay, I'll look at that in a second. Thank you, Mel. Let's see. It's like that night terrors. Yes, they were called night terrors, and it's actually sleep paralysis. Because it's freaking terrifying. It would scare the crap out of kids. And still, even adults. When you wake up in the middle of that, it's horrible. I mean, if you're lucky, it'll only last a few seconds, and that's it. Sometimes you go back to sleep, actually, believe it or not. Other times you actually do physically wake up, and you are crapping in your pants. What's up, Boogeyman? Hey, Louie. Welcome. When you can't move, that's when the shadow people show up. Well, that's another thing. Shadow people, that's a whole other person. Anybody ever seen shadow people? Now, shadow people, it's been debated on whether or not they are some kind of entity or are they alien beings, and that's what you see, because they can make themselves disappear, like dissolve into thin air. Just like their aircraft. Sometimes you see the UFOs, sometimes you don't. Does anybody have an infrared, a camcorder, the old school camcorder? Remember like the Sony Handycam that they had night vision on it? Anybody have one of those?
I never seen one with night vision.
Yeah, all the old Sony Handycams with the little tiny video cassette things you pop in there.
Yeah, I never seen one with night vision.
Yeah, they had night vision. You would flip it, and then it would turn green, just like all these ghost hunting things.
It must be one of those high dollar motherfuckers, because I've never seen one.
Nah, these have them. You can even pick them up at the pawn shop. Sometimes they still have them there. You can pick one up for $50. So if you've got one of those that has night vision, or a modern one, it doesn't have to be the old one. If you've got one that's got night vision where it turns your screen green, hold that up to the sky, daytime or nighttime, doesn't matter. And let it sit there for a while, record or look through it. And there's a lot of stuff that you can see with that night vision camera that your eye cannot see. Check that out. Try that. If you have an old school camcorder or any camcorder that's got night vision or camera, do that. Tell me what you see.
Do it.
Fausto, my nephew had those sleep paralysis. When he would go through it, he said he would see a black figure in his room. It would scare the hell out of him. Well, for a
Maybe
kid,
it wasn't sleep paralysis then.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible something else. Although for a kid to see that, I don't know. It could be just the whole experience of it. He would, connect it to a scary figure or something, or it wasn't sleep paralysis. Humans will always be more curious than we are smart. Oh, hell yeah. True statement. Lynn says, Rosie, we still go back in this past summer, 2019. We stayed at the Menger Hotel, but never spoke a word about ghosts and nothing happened. I still got curious and had to take my pet to pee at 2 or 3 a.m. across the street from a park across the back of the Alamo, and took pics trying to find soldiers, but saw nothing. I'm so daring that I need to stop for my own safety. Yeah, especially out there at 2 a.m. Be careful. I was an overnight at the Doggett Freightliner dealership in Farr. I was locking up, turning the lights off, and in the service mechanic's hangar where the trailers are, I heard my name when I left. That would creep the crap out of me out. Nadia. Right? Nadia. Can you imagine hearing that?
Nadia. Where art thou, Nadia?
Overnight custodian. I hear you. Lynn, don't provoke them. They get mad. And that's true, too. I've heard that also. Leave them alone. They don't necessarily want to be called out.
And supposedly, ghosts can do no harm to you. First off, I claim bullshit. Second off, I don't know if it's true or not, but it makes sense, especially in Ghost, when Patrick Swayze meets freaky, smoky guy in the subway, teaches him how to move things. Okay, yeah, maybe they don't know how to move things, but it's a learned skill. Same thing with like hurting you. Once they can actually touch something and move something, that's when they can actually poke you and yank your hair and scratch you and punch you and throw you across the room.
A lot of that is possible. Throw you across the room. Now you're talking about something like a poltergeist.
And who's to say that it's not a poltergeist?
But don't provoke them. That's true.
Just pray that your house wasn't built on a cemetery.
I've heard people say they wake up with no clothes or even big bruises without knowing where they came from.
That's happened to me.
I've heard
I go
that
to bed
also.
completely clothed. I get up completely naked.
I seen that video. Yup, so creepy. It is. And there's another one too. I'm looking for that. Rosie Williams. No kidding. I stopped doing that. Yeah, good. 4 years ago, my mom died. A year later, while reviewing my security camera recording of the previous night, I caught an image of my mom sitting in the garage area. I have pics to prove my experience. To this day, I'm kind of apprehensive of reviewing that area on my CCTV. Wow, that's pretty cool, though. But you don't have to be afraid. You know, she's coming back, and spirits always go back to where they lived. They're not just gonna...
and it's not going to be a pet cemetery situation, especially if it's
right.
One of your family members. Definitely not pet cemetery.
Or even cemeteries for that matter. Although stuff does happen at cemeteries, that's where people get buried. But for the most part, the way I understand it, the spirit will show up and go back to where they lived and something that they did for a living or something they did every day or somewhere they spent all their time. That's where they will go. That's cool. I wouldn't mind looking at that photograph, Rich. If you don't mind sharing it. I saw a shadow man at McAllen Eat Cook Children's Cancer Center. It was 9 p.m. to midnight. Custodian in the evening lab told me that the Van E. Cook Hospital is haunted with Mr. Cook there. Oh man, see take pictures and stuff randomly. Take pictures. Instead of listening for voices. I know trying to get them to talk to you is exciting, but it's not good for you. If you want to, just snap some photographs randomly instead of talking to somebody. I still have my old Sony video, but not sure if it's got night vision. I'll check. Yeah, a lot of them did. What is creepy at the Van E. Cook Cancer Center is the old clinic wing that is pitch black dark and used for storage. As a custodian, I had to go through there, and there are biohazard cancer logos all over the place. Doors, and inside the old children's radiation rooms, the old office furniture is stacked up, and in the dark, it looks like scary shadow figures. Yeah, that would be creepy. That would be freaking creepy. My mom bought me a pink guitar from downtown McAllen. I enjoyed playing with it until one night when my mom was in the living room watching TV. I was alone in the bedroom trying to fall asleep until I'm trying to get the other part of this story. Where are you, Burgers?
That's Victoria.
Vicky, where are you? Exactly, ma'am. I have the rock to prove it. They get mad. They don't take kindly to it.
Well, yeah, especially, they start opening kitchen cupboards and slamming them, opening your silverware drawer, slamming it, and the basement stairs drawer. I don't know what it is with ghosts and the door that goes to the basement. Why do they love that fucking door so much?
Basements are always creepy. I know you don't have a lot of basements here down south, but in the big city, you got in the Midwest, a lot of basements. And
I don't have a basement, and I'm fine with it.
That was always scary.
It's just more shit, or it's just another room to collect more shit.
Especially when you have that old style furnace. It's a whole big, gigantic furnace. And it makes a lot of noise. It's creepy. Kind of like Home Alone. Remember Home Alone?
Well, that's when, back in the day, especially in the mid 1900s, we had Boilermakers for furnaces, and it would be and you'd have these things that where hot water would come up into your room to heat the furnace in that particular room. And those things were actually known as bombs, potentially. I mean, Boilermakers had a history of blowing up, and old buildings in Chicago still have Boilermakers. I mean, it's a great and efficient way to heat a house. And new Boilermakers are great, but the old ones, I mean, they were just known as fucking bombs.
Huh. So I have somebody sent in an image, but I'm not going to say who it is. Keep them anonymous. This is creepy, y'all. Manny, yes, Burger. Victoria's Burger. Yes, I know. I slipped my mind for a minute there. Is there more to her story? Because she quit. She got.
She may be
cut off.
typing. She may be typing. You don't know. Yo, G.
Ozzy. What up, G? I used to have a high 8 Sony cam with night vision. Damn, I wish I still had it. Yes. There's a channel out there. There's an app. It's a streaming channel. It's called Gaia. Gaia. And they have a lot of meditation stuff, and then they have a whole paranormal section with UFOs and that kind of thing. And they have one, the UFOs, the greatest story ever told, or about UFOs.
The greatest story ever told is a religious movie.
Yeah, the greatest lie ever kept, or something like that. I think it was part 2 or part 3. And this guy says with that night vision cameras, you can see stuff that the naked eye can't see. And he put 2 cameras up on a pole, look both up into the sky at the same area. One with the night vision, one without. Recorded. And when you're looking through it, the normal one, you see nothing but blue sky. The other one, you can see stuff flying around it. Whoa. Check that out. I haven't been able to find one yet. I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for something.
I'm going with dust particles are zipping around.
No. This is stuff flying around up in the sky. If anybody's got one of those night vision cameras, try it. Check that out. Victoria's staying with her dad in Edinburgh this weekend, but her father lived in the boonies in San Isidro. Victoria's added tons of spooky stories from his childhood. Damn.
She's in Ireland? What the hell is she doing in Ireland?
Got to send it to you in Mission in Edinburgh is a city in Texas, bro.
Oh.
Spelled differently.
Oh.
I'm going to send it to you in messages. You can post it. Hold on. Okay, thanks, Richard. That'd be cool. Here, let me post this photo, and I'll read to you what that person said, but I'm not going to disclose who it's from. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. Let me share that. Hold on, guys.
Boom.
Oh, we got to remove that. All right. See that?
Yep. Some kids. People in the windows there.
So the caption said, this photo is a Polaroid, my nephews and niece. Wasn't until they were about 18 years old that someone asked, who are the kids in the back area, like in the glass back there in the window? We didn't have any other kids in the family at the time, and they have no idea who that is right here.
Well, the one there on the left looks like he's actually help.
Yeah, or yeah.
The one on the right
something.
looks like he's sitting at a table, getting ready to eat.
Or he just happens to look outside or something. It looks like he's looking out to the window.
Well, yeah, and it kind of looks like Groucho Marx. I mean, got that bump there. Could be a huge old honking snout, or an ear. Could be an ear.
Hard to tell. This one right here is real creepy. That's for freaking sure. Wow.
If you had no people in that house, I'd be leaving.
Yeah, right.
You got an infestation of ghosts. If you still live in it, I'd be leaving. Pack it up, get the hell out of Dodge.
Thanks for sending that. That's freaking creepy. Hey, Rosie, Virginia City has an antique shop where you hear piano music, but no piano, and freezing.
I'm freezing right now, and I got my heat set at 72.
So they say when there is a spirit around, that area where the spirit is, it's ice cold. I mean, you can wave your hand and it's warm, and then as soon as you cut through it, it's cold. Noticeably cold. Big change in temperature.
Phenomena.
Yeah. I heard the guitar making sound. It was facing in front of my bed against the wall. Sounded like someone put their nails aggressively up and down the strings. It was slow and then faster, so loud. Oh, man. See, that would creep me out right there. Instrument playing itself. I went to her, but she didn't hear nothing. I will never forget the sound. Oh, man. Okay, send them to you on Messenger. Oh, cool. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Well, they put another photograph up here. This one. All right. All right. Let me show this. Richard, you said you're okay with this, right? Right. Whoops. Wrong one. All right. Here we go. Let's play this video. And bam, to the videotape. Now, which frame are we looking at? I'm trying to see where. Where are we looking at, Richard? Tell me.
Are we keeping this tonight, or are you deleting this one?
I think I want to keep it.
Okay.
Richard, you should have told me where to look, buddy. Oh, it's not even showing. Hold on. Sorry about that. Here I am thinking it was playing for everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't doing anything. I sent some pictures of those angels I was talking about, though. They're called the Weeping Angels Attack.
Richard, you got to tell me what to look at or where, bro. I was trying to look at it to see where I can just grab that section of video to show everybody. Hold on. Let's go back to some of these comments. I got a lot more stories. Dang, why do you got so many stories? Victoria, your late grandma, and your dad have tons of stories, but he refuses to repeat them. They scare the crap out of people. He doesn't want to tell me the rest because he doesn't want them to come to me. Yeah, I totally get that. Manny, did you ever see the movie I recommended? Oculus? Is that what it is? Oculus? I have not seen that yet. Hey, Diana.
Anna.
Welcome. You got any ghost stories for us? Have any of you seen the movie called 100 Feet? Doesn't ring a bell.
Me either.
100 Feet. Nope. Have not. All 3 frames. Man, let's make this a once a month Saturday show just to suggest. Yeah, we got to do this more often for sure. All three still frames. Let me see. Hey, Shark.
Snark.
It's still pics only. Well, those are video. The ones you show me are video. That's what I got. Unless you sent me something else.
Remember, it's never the equipment. It's always the operator.
Yeah, actually, there's no picture there, bud.
It's operator error.
Oh no, yeah, that never came through. Send it again. I never got it. I was looking at a video you sent 3 years ago of something else. So it didn't attach, buddy.
So I sent a couple of pictures of those angels. They're called weeping angels.
Oh, let's see what Bam's got here.
And I was kind of right, but kind of wrong because I watched a little bit of a video. It's not when the light goes on and off. It's like when you take your eyes off them, that's when they advance towards you.
You're talking about that statue that's like that angel with the...
Yep, there's one that's like really pretty, and the second one has like fangs and shit. Yeah, that's what they turn into you right before they get you.
Yeah, that's not a nice ghost at all.
It's not
a ghost, but that thing.
That's what it turns into right when it gets you. That's a weeping angel.
Yeah, that's nasty.
That's the one Doctor Who episode that really gets under my skin and freaks me out.
And the other one is, oh, I see. This is a nice looking statue, I think. That one?
Yeah, that's what they are right before they turn into freaky thing. Wow. I mean, they're normal. And then they turn into freaky goblin. But it's still a weeping angel. Careful, he'll eat you.
That's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone know any stories about our Fort Brown? I know there's stories about Fort Brown. I just don't hear a lot of them. Yes, I would love to hear that. It's a movie about a lady that's under house arrest, and her delivery boy or lover boy is beaten to death by the lady's ghost of her late husband. No way. I have not heard of that movie. I heard if you go to the cemetery at 3 a.m., lay down with your ear to the gravestone, you will hear people crying. Try it. I'm not going to try that. Shh, no way.
God, but you ain't going to find this ass in a cemetery at 3 a.m.
Go ahead, Sharky. Try it. I'll play it if you hear something. Let me check. Okay. Do you believe in possession? Like the movie Exorcist? 100% yes. Exorcism, being possessed by a demon is 100% real.
Yeah, I think, I believe in it.
That stuff does happen. And so for some people, they just live with that. They've tried exorcisms and it just won't go away.
And I think a lot of the people that are locked up in an insane asylum, well, not a lot of them, but your occasional one or two here, they're probably possessed.
Yes, that could be. Now, The Exorcist, remember that movie, the 80s or
yep,
late 70s?
She's bouncing on her head, bouncing back and forth, up and down like this, yelling, "Fuck me, fuck me!"
The Exorcist is actually, it's a true story, but the child involved was not a female, it was a male, it was a boy.
Mm-hmm.
They just changed the story up as not to stigmatize somebody in particular. So they changed the story to a boy. But that is a true story, and they claim everything pretty accurately happened the way they show it in the movie.
Yep.
If you haven't seen The Exorcist, there's a unedited version. I think it's called the director's cut or something. Check that one out.
That's the one where you'll hear all this. Yeah, nothing is cut out of that at all.
That's got her crawling. She's bent over backwards on all fours, and she's crawling up the stairs.
Up the wall and across the ceiling.
Up the stairs. Creep me the F out, even as an adult. Her late husband was a mobster, and they had money stashed in the floorboards in every house where the ex-wife was in house arrest. Yes, been there, done that. Very true. KGBT had tours about Fort Brown. It's on YouTube. I'll probably check that out. Do you remember the graveyard scene in the movie In the Garden of... Yes, In the Garden of Good. I have that movie. The Kevin Spacey movie. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. That's what I'm talking about. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, where the statue's face moved. Oh no, a different kind of movie. Different kind of movie. In the Garden of Good and Evil. That's okay. I'll check that out. You know, there was a Paranormal caught on tape, and they were trying to figure out if this was real or not. And there were like statues that were morphing from. They were morphing from like the head, you know, a bust of somebody famous, and they would morph into like a bird or something. But that was fake. That was obvious. Clearly, it was a computer illustration. Yes, very interesting. That's the one where the little boy says he wants to go with you. It's on tape. Oh, man. Yes. Okay, try it again. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Play it again,
Oh,
Sam.
crap. Oh, yes, I see it. Oh,
I don't
my
see
goodness.
shit.
Now I'm going to put it up here in a second.
Seconds up.
Holy crap. Here we go.
Holy crap, he says.
This is from Richard Steamboat.
What are we looking at? I see a cat.
I see her. There's somebody sitting in this chair right here. You see that?
Okay, so there's a person sitting on a swing.
On a something, a stool or a chair, some kind of chair. And Richard's saying that's his mom. This is after she had passed away already.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's definitely clearly somebody sitting there. Oh, man. How does that make you feel, Richard? I mean, it doesn't scare you, does it? I mean, it'd be to a point. It'd be nice to have my mom come back and sit somewhere, and if I knew she was there.
Yeah, but then you'd be wonder: is she here to kick my ass about something, or is she here to let me know that she's peaceful and content?
Maybe she doesn't know she's gone either, and she's just hanging out at the house where she was always at. You know, that's cool, man. Thank you for sending that. That's awesome. Has anyone heard of the ghost on FM 511 and Perez Line Road? No, what is that? I had a conversation with a priest one time and I asked him if exorcism was true. He warned me if I was ready for his response. He then told me that yes, people do actually walk and crawl on ceilings and in tongues as well as become deformed. Yep, I believe that. There is more to this. He said not everyone can handle the truth. Yeah, because it's hard to believe that could happen. I mean, look at The Exorcist. Go watch it. You guys haven't seen The Exorcist, the original one? Go watch it.
That, and after watching The Exorcist, you got to watch Stigmata.
Oh, yes. That's another good one. Stigmata. That's with the actress, the sisters. What's her name? One of the Arquettes. One of the Arquettes. I think it's not Rosanna Arquette. I think it's Patricia Arquette. Yeah, check that movie out. That's freaky also. I heard a sad story of a young girl from Porter High School back in the early 90s that could not attend school regularly due to being possessed, and family tried bringing in the Catholic priest to perform exorcism, and it would not help, only worsened her condition. Then the family brought in a Pentecostal group of people to perform exorcism, but not sure if she got freed by her senior year. Did anyone hear that around 91, 93? Anybody know about that?
Well, when you contact the Catholic Church and ask them to perform an exorcism, they're not going to be, yep, we're going to do it for you. They have to actually research, do all, and it takes months. And they have to come in, and then they have to visit, and they have to assess the situation. And it's a long process. And then it's going to be, I don't believe we can help you. Because it's kind of like a UFO sighting. Some people talk about it and like, yeah, right. You know, they make fun of you because you say you saw something. Or the same thing happens with exorcism. Nobody wants to be ridiculed, even though it's a reality just for some people. But nobody wants to be made fun of because this is happening to them. So a lot of times they don't even seek help. Yeah, and there's very few priests in the world that do exorcisms.
Oh, she's sitting in her wheelchair. Okay, gotcha. I know she was sitting on something. Okay, here's another movie. This is a bit controversial because, of course, the filmmakers are saying, no, that's not true. That's not true.
3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah,
It's
so the
controversial.
movie 3 Men and a Baby with Tom Selleck. Who are the other guys?
I think Martin Short.
No, Steve Guttenberg was one of them. Tom Selleck was the other one. And who was the third one? 3 Men and a Baby. Oh, Ted Danson.
Yeah.
It was Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, and Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg is the guy from the movie Police Academy.
But what's so controversial about it? They all had sex with this woman. She had a baby. They didn't know who the kid was, so they decided all three to raise the baby.
Well, they didn't all have sex with her, but they decided to help. So there's a scene in the movie where the camera is panning across the entire, it's like a loft, right? And the camera is panning across the room, showing the windows and stuff and the walls and the windows. And all of a sudden you see a kid, like a child, a young child. I'm going to say 8, 10, something like that. And he's like in the curtains looking out like this. And that's there. It's in the movie. They say it never happened. But it's there. I saw it myself.
Well, I'm sure somebody posted it online.
It was all over the place. Look up 3 Men and a Baby controversy. That was creepy. The 511 Southmost Cemetery is creepy. Seen a lot of brujeria items there. The Catholic Church no longer performs these practices due to having the possession passed on to the priests. They've admitted this.
That I've heard is entirely possible.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that was happening a lot. There's a video of a lady going through a real stigmata on YouTube. I think I've seen that. That's creepy in itself. I sent a link to a YouTube. I sent you a link to a YouTube video about the Smurl family haunting. I went to high school with Dawn Smurl. Creepy stuff happened in that house. I went there one time and never ever again. Smurl, huh? Oh, The Conjuring 3. Is that a movie already? Is The Conjuring 3 already out?
I have no idea.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna paste this so you guys can watch it at your leisure. This is what Shonda sent in, all right? Boom. There you go, guys. You can watch that. It's a few minutes long.
Hey, Shonda, go ahead and shoot that over to my messenger so I can take a look at it later.
I'll send it to your messenger, bro.
It won't be tonight. I got to watch that kind of shit during the day.
Are you afraid of ghosts, Bam? Do you get creeped out?
Sometimes I actually do, yes.
Nothing to be afraid of.
But
generally
last time I got
speaking,
freaked out by a ghost was I was actually in my mother's house trying to sell it, and that's where I had issues with the succubus and other things, and the lady in the hat and the green blob. But yeah, so ever since I moved from that house, I have not had any issues. Although my nephew says that he has a ghost in his room, and I'm fine with him keeping it there.
Yes, The Conjuring 3 was full of intense paranormal stuff. I got scared from my 10-year-old watching that crap while he laughed. Is that available? I'm gonna look for that. I want to watch that. I've seen 1 and 2. I think 1 was the best one. I think 1 was better than 2, the original Conjuring. And but we'll see. I'm gonna look for The Conjuring 3.
I did not enjoy the second one. It was like there was nothing to it. It's like, really, I just wasted 2 hours of my life on this. Is how I felt about it.
What's been your experiences with the Ouija board? I will not play with it. I will never mess with it. I'm not even going to say play with it. It's not a game.
I played with one in my early teens, like 12.
The thing is
13.
a portal. It's a portal. It opens doors.
Yeah, and ever since I played with it, I had a ghost attached to me and follow me around from every time I moved. It'd take about a month for it to find me, and the damn thing find me, and it'd start having sex with me again. And there was one time I moved and I lost it, so I'm good with that. I don't want that motherfucker to ever find me again.
And you just want to leave it there. You want to leave it be. Yes, I won't, Shark. I won't. That's my mom made it a point to scare the crap out of me about the Ouija board when I was a kid. And I think I'm glad I think I'm glad that I did listen to her. After everything I've heard, I'm not going to mess with a Ouija board. Has anybody messed with a Ouija board? I know it doesn't do anything for some people, but for the most part, it will.
Yeah, for some people, it doesn't do anything. Other people, it's like, you're moving it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And then, if you do it by yourself, and you should never do it by yourself. But if you do it by yourself, that motherfucker will work like a goddamn telephone.
Hey, Victoria Berger. I've had several incubus experiences, but they're gone now. Damn, really? Manny and Bam, the new Ghostbusters. Skeleton Keep movie? Nope. Never heard of it. I never show them fear because they feed on it. When something happens around me, I just say hi to it. It's true. If you show fear, yeah, that's not good. Like I said, if you do have an experience like that, you think something is with you or there's a spirit visiting you guys regularly, tell them, send it to the light. They say,
go to the light, Caroline.
Chip
Go to
Coffee.
the light.
I heard that from Chip Coffee. Chip Coffee is a psychic medium. Real short hair, little gay dude, earrings, cool guy, cool dude. He says, tell them to go to the light, and that has them cross over, and then they're at peace. They never come back. So, Bam, did you enjoy those experiences with your ghost following, and you having it and having its way with you?
Well,
That's not a no.
did I enjoy it? Well, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't the best I ever had, but the one thing I really hated about it was the taste of stale semen. Like I really wanted that in my mouth. I mean, it was like, ugh.
Yeah. TMI, buddy. Oh, here we got the clip from the 3 Men and a Baby. Oops, didn't play.
Don't play the sound. If you play the sound, they'll delete us.
Was that the scene there? Right at the very beginning, right? Oh, he tells me where it's at. And I'm scoping this out for you guys. $37-minute mark. Okay. Oh man, and I swear it turns its head. Okay, I'm gonna play this. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna play that from the movie 3 Men and a Baby. Okay. Look at the background. Look at the window. Look at the windows. And tell me you don't see something there. I know what it looks like, but okay. We have it on screen? Yes, we do. And here we go. It's like 3 or 4 seconds from here. Ready? Go.
Look at the way she's looking at me. For a moment there, I had her laughing.
Yes.
You see that in the background? Look around this side right here.
Looking at me. For a moment there, I had her laughing.
Yeah, just like me, huh?
One more time.
Look at the way she's looking
Pause it when it comes up.
Okay.
Look at the way she's looking at me.
See that?
So there is a kid there.
Now watch when it gets to here, when the camera keeps going by and it's over here, I swear the head turns.
For a moment there, I had her laughing.
Yeah, just like me.
For a moment there, I had her laughing.
Yeah, just.
That's freaking creepiest. Oh, hell.
It looked like a mannequin.
V, how's your new cell phone? You got a new cell phone? Lucky dog. So, yep, that's cool stuff, man. Brings back memories. I remember watching the Wax House movie when I was little. Oh my God, the Wax House movie. Never heard of that one. I'm getting used to it. I really didn't want a new phone, but thank you. My aunts were playing one late night with the Ouija, and once everyone went to bed, my mom's name was called out outside a window, as well as a chair getting dragged a bit. Scary crap. I must have been 8 or so. See? That shit is real. That stuff is real. Don't mess with the Ouija board, yo. House of Wax. Don't.
Did that have Paris Hilton in it? Victoria, was that a Paris Hilton movie?
Never heard of that movie. So, one more time, let's play this, and we'll close with this. Just look in the background.
Oh, Mary. Look at the way she's looking at me.
So, the movie people claim this never existed. This doesn't happen. They say it's not there. That's what they say.
Looks like a mannequin.
For a moment there, I had her laughing.
Yeah, just like me.
That's freaking creepy. Yep, it's there.
I'm going with it looks like a mannequin.
Came out in 2005. Guys, we are going to wrap it up right now. It's 2 a.m. I'm getting a little bit tired. We're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. We will. And if anybody wants to come on and tell their ghost story, let's do that. Lynn says, oh, my MG, that Ouija is no joke. I was like 7 or 8 years old, and my uncles and aunts were preteens, just bought the game. I don't know why they call it a game. They sell it with like Monopoly for some reason. And I was naive and went with the flow. We asked typical questions like, will I get married? Will I have children? And the answers were correct, but geez, my uncle kept blaming us for moving that oval thing, and it started moving faster and faster until our room doors all locked up. Whoa. Like a movie, and the picture frame started spinning till they fell and broke onto the floor, and we panicked, yelling. Holy crap. See? Don't do it. Just say no. Just say no to the Ouija board. And Bam Nye says, yes, Bam, the remake House of Wax had Paris in it. The original had Vincent Price.
Okay, this is what I was telling you about the other day when we were talking about Paris Hilton.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you got to watch that movie because that's the best she's ever looked at in her life with the pole through her fucking head. And she's like,
oh, you mean she dies?
Yes.
Oh.
Never seen her look so good in my life.
Be nice. I'm sleeping with my lights on tonight. Thanks, guys. Oh, man. Richard,
well,
bro.
Glad we could oblige, Richard. Glad we could oblige.
If that's your mom, bro, be happy. Be happy she's coming back. That means that she was comfortable there where she was at. That was one of her favorite spots. That means she liked to be there. So, just
yeah, and you don't have to worry about her going Pet Cemetery on you.
Yeah, she's not there to hurt you, man. That's a nice thing. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for joining us tonight on this creepy night. It's kind of weird talking about all this stuff.
Ooh, we should definitely do this on Halloween.
Oh, for sure.
All Hallows Eve.
Lynn's got all her lights on. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to turn mine on here in a second, too. As soon as we're done, I'm going to turn mine on.
Oh, you don't want to. There's somebody behind you.
Lights on. Good call. Richard, I'd be okay with your mom. Love to see my grandma, right? Just embrace it, bro. Embrace it. Embrace it and tell her mom it's okay to cross over. Go to the light. Go to the white light.
Go to the light, Caroline.
Everyone, thanks for being here. Tell your friends, tell your family, make announcements. If you like our page, give us a like. Go to youtube.com/Manny Behind the Mic. Give us a subscribe. And lastly, support. We could use your support. You can buy some Manny's merch. Manny'sMerch.com. You get t-shirts with our logo, with some Bam-isms on there.
Yeah, get a baby onesie that says "She a hoe."
Bam's real. Bam likes that. He doesn't like kids, but he likes that onesie for the kid. It says "She a hoe."
And I wanted to say "She a hoe."
It's funny. It is funny.
It would be so freaking funny. Somebody else going, "Oh, what a cute little baby," and they pick it up and they read it, go "She a hoe," and then they look at the parent going, "Oh, you a hoe? Okay."
One of the dogs always barks at the same corner of the kitchen. And sometimes they look at stuff. And cats, too. Cats especially. They'll stare at something.
Oh, yeah. Cats see that shit.
And you'll go like this. Like, what the hell is he looking at? But they see stuff. Dogs and animals can see stuff that we can't.
Just like they know when a tornado's coming.
That, too. Good night, folks. Try and sleep well. You too, Shauna. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes,
this house
everybody,
is clear. Good, Linda. Glad the house is clear.
One planet, one people. Hasta luego.
Don't tell it, Osmo.
And I'm not gonna go to the left, Caroline. I'm gonna be little Aunt Gina, Aunt Javi, or that short little girl that walks when she squeaks. This house is clean.
Oh, from Poltergeist. Was it Poltergeist?
Yeah.
And she was also in 16 Candles.
Yes, she was.
She walked and she would squeak. That little short lady.
It was her rubber panties that were doing the squeaking.
Her rubber panties.
Her rubber panties. Actually, it sounded like she had a dog toy tied to her foot.
Oh, don't tell them about our confessions. Gotcha. Understood. Nadia, good night. Cash App is $Manny Behind the Mic. Thank you so much.
He's lying to you. It's $BAM7567. He's lying to you.
No, it's not. Stop it. $, like you see right there. It's at the bottom there. See it?
I don't see it.
Appreciate your support, guys. We do got some expenses that are trying to cover. I'm not looking to take vacations and stuff like that. I just want the show expenses covered to help with that. Anyway, let's see. Yes, it's freaky. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm going to pull up some more stuff and get it ready for the next time. I may get that onesie for my puppers if you saw. Oh, they got dog little shirts too.
Well, they definitely have dog bandanas.
Like tank tops. They got the bandanas for the dog. Or they got little tank tops. It's like a little t-shirt for the dog too. It's pretty cool. We have Exercise the demons in the Jim Carrey voice. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, everyone have a good night. Sleep with the lights on tonight.
Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let your ghosts pick on you.
Sweet dreams, everyone. Bam.
No, it's not sweet dreams. Elvira always said unpleasant dreams.
Unpleasant dreams. Bam, you can still say your little Bamism before we go here.
Oh, one planet, one people.
There you go, Lynn. Now I went to bed with my LB and left the lights on because I can't go back. Just go back and turn them off and then run back to the bedroom. Or make him go turn off the lights.
Just remember, Lynn, joke and bullet!
Yeah, you got to get the clapper. And you can turn the lights off like that, right?
Clap on. Clap off. The clapper.
Have a good night, everyone.
Night, guys.